Today on CDF Matters, we look at CDF projects in Mwense constituency in Luapula province and Mbabala and Choma central constituencies in southern province.
Government has prioritized decentralization as a major driver for attaining development, reducing poverty, and supporting job creation through citizen engagement and participation at the local level. In order to make decentralization a reality in line with the Constitution, government has taken resources from the central government to the local government level. The Constituency Development Fund, CDF, has been identified as a major tool to take resources closer to the people. The fund was first established in 1995 to support micro-community projects as part of the wider decentralization and local development policy. The objective of the fund was to bridge the financing gap arising from non-existent sources of funds to finance micro-community-led projects in all the constituencies across the country. From 1995 to 2016, the fund was provided for under Section 45 of the Local Government Act, Cap 281 of the laws of Zambia. The fund has since evolved with an expanded scope and increased budget allocation of up to 25.7 million kwacha in 2022 from 1.6 million kwacha the previous year. The increase came with an increased emphasis on enhanced community participation in determining local development priorities. In 2023, government further increased the amount of the Constituency Development Fund to 28.3 million kwacha. The expanded scope of the Constituency Development Fund covers three specific areas. These include community projects, youth, women, community empowerment, and secondary boarding school and skills development bursaries. This increase has seen a number of developmental activities taking place countrywide. Developmental activities arising from the increased Constituency Development Fund has increased opportunities for jobs in communities. In Mwense constituency, in Mwense district, a number of projects are being implemented by the local authority using the Constituency Development Fund.
We have a total of 41 projects going on, and these are broken down as 24 for Mwense and 17 for Mambilima constituencies. All the projects are being undertaken by the local contractors. The contractors have actually come from Mwense and they have showed us their commitment. We are seeing that most of them are dedicated, and just from the field, what we have seen is most of them are actually doing a good job. So the people of Mwense are actually happy and proud, seeing that the landscape of the district is actually transforming. They are actually elated. And by the fact that the local contractors are the ones that have been engaged, this has brought about happiness in the people, because they are beginning to see some transformation in terms of their economy, meaning that the money that is being paid to these contractors is actually remaining in the district, and the local contractors are also employing the local people.
Using the 2022 Constituency Development Fund, the local authority has installed a borehole at Musangu and Tente communities, which is supplying piped water to the households.
So this is a piped water scheme at Musangu, one of the many that we're doing here in the Mwense district. So as you can see, we have a 10,000 liters water tank, and also it's a solar powered water scheme. And if you look through, we have one tap there that is being supplied, and just one of many. So this project has got 10 that it's supplying throughout the villages here. So basically, the idea is to supply piped water to all of the citizens here in Mwense district.
At Kawama Secondary School, the first ever science laboratory is being constructed.
Yeah. The project is the construction of a science lab at Kawama Secondary School. The project was funded under the 2022 CDF allocation, and it will contain both a physics lab on one end and a chemistry lab on the other side. The main purpose of the project was to cater for the students that will be doing practicals under the grade 12 exams, and it will cater for not only for this school but also the surrounding schools here in Mwense district.
In other areas, school infrastructure has since been completed and handed over, while others are still undergoing construction.
They built from scratch. There was no house, staff house at this school. So the CDF, through the WDC, brought in this request, and this is one of the projects at this same school where this staff house was built using CDF. It was rehabilitated under the disaster component of the CDF.
So with this infrastructure, we are hopeful that it will even improve the learner performance.
We just want to thank the government for what they have done for the two projects at our school. The first one is rehabilitating a 1x2 classroom block. For this, we are thanking the government for what they have done. Initially, learners were just learning in churches, but now they have completed the building. We are so happy. Now learning will be they will be learning in the conducive environment. So for that, we are thanking the government. This will result now in pupils' attendance. The learners' performance will also improve. Previously, there was no that accommodation here, but we are happy for the government what they have done. Teachers will be occupying in that house. So they will be nearby, teaching will be improved. At any time, you can attend to the parents and the learners during the afternoon programs.
Ine ndiwa kutasha kubuteko buleteka nentungulu hishonse ishapa district mulandu nokutukulirako ingande yaba teacher tatwa kwete ngande yakwa teacher lelo baesha okutukulira kwenganda kali ndiwa kutasha kumulandu uwe skulu ili ulo lyafimbuike tatwake tekeri okutirati kutiria wamishiwa pali ino nshita lelo mu mipashi isuma ku babomfi babuteko ifiputulu afyonse ifyabombeleko okutola olutampulo ulwa kuwamya iskulu lyawama apa epo ndeta sha sana pantubu ebuya ntanshi.
At Chibumbu Primary School, where we are building a 1x2 classroom block using a 2022 CDF. Now, if you've been to this school, the situation is very bad because we have some pupils that are sitting and learning from under the trees. So, if you look at the government policies is that no child should sit on the floor or learn from outside. So, I think this is very recommendable.
In the health sector, the local authority is constructing an ablution block and a staff house at Chilengwe village.
The project is called the construction of a health post at Chilengwe. So the project consists of a staff house, a health post itself, and also a waterborne toilet and a water scheme. So the water scheme is here to cater for all these three aforementioned buildings, and also at least 5 connections to the nearby communities. The reasoning is that wherever there's a health post, we're supposed to have water, we're also supposed to have sanitation facilities. We're also supposed to have accommodation, so that it's a complete facility which can function properly. So we also have 2 other projects similar to this one that are running in tandem. The other one is at Sesa, the other one is at Tente. The idea is to make sure that our communities have functioning health facilities without having a health post minus other supporting structures. So we also have other water schemes that are intended to cater for the other structures.
Our company is GKB Mwila Investments, which is working on construction of an operation block, a staff house and water scheme at Chilengwe Health Post. For kutasha wa president, akale ila program yali ati yo contractors abengi barefu mokutali barefu malimbe ati kumarusaka kitwe. Now this time as GKB we are local contractors, so we are really appreciating what the president has emphasized on the use of the local contractors on the CDF.
This move has elated the community, who for a long time have been walking long distances to access health services.
Mabazaries yonse fyonse tuletotela sana kulingana fena kuma skills konse tuletotela sana ubuteko kutwalira efyo bwala ili abantu mukwayi twatotela pali development ya musango efyeshiri yakubwelela kunuma iyo
twatemenwa kuti mwinga tupangira chipatera apa tuwale tuwamfwa sana bwino pakuti mwatuletera chipatera apa tuwale papira munshilanga tuleya kwa Lubunda nomba chawa misha sana okutuletera mupepi muno mwachilengwe mwabo buyantanshi tuwatotera sana
atumfwa bwino sana pakutuletera kliniki muno mushimu wachilengwe twachure myaka yingi sana kutwala abana besu mufilini ifitari mwa Lubunda kwa loto nomba tuletotera obuteko pamusango wakwe bati watu paramikira ubunda pishi mupepi twaliko kuchulo kwenda nani mpanga ntari kulaya mukufwaya umuti wakunda pilwa mibiri Yesu
pena ine nga area councillor wa Inoward ndi uwansansa sana pama project alichitika. Hii project tulipo pano ya kliniki pa Chilengwe, a third project since 2021. The first one twalipanga amenshi patch posa, second natukwata tulepanga bridge kukasenga, then third ni inoini. So ichantanshe cho ndefu ayo kuchita ndefu okutashia ubuteko buleteka okupitira muri bakateka besu ba kainde ichirema pafyo bale kwanisha okubula urupya lwa chalo okutwakanya pakati bonse. So ifile chitika apa abantu bandi bali abansansa okumonefyo nga mwalosha uno mushi na ukwata abantu okufika kuri 10,000 bonse balenda ma kilometers ukuye okudi ama health facility.
In addition to school infrastructure, the education sector has also benefited a number of desks, some of which have already been distributed while others are yet to be distributed.
With the introduction of free education, there has been pressure to ensure that all children do not continue to sit on the floor. This is why the President of the Republic of Zambia pronounced that no child should continue to sit on the floor by the end of this year, 2023. As a response to this pronouncement, my council has embarked on a mammoth task to ensure that the required 7,500 desks in the districts are procured.
A number of youth, community and women groups have also benefited from the grant and loan component of the fund.
So Mwense Town Council has disbursed a total of 2,983,100 in loans to 26 recipients for both Mwense and Mambirima constituencies of Mwense district for the 2022 Constituency Development Fund CDF Empowerment Component. A total of 1,538,000 has been disbursed to 14 recipients in Mambirima constituency, while a total of 1,445,000 was disbursed to 12 recipients in Mwense constituency.
Baleta ma components ayengi kuli rupia muli youth empowerment, mwasaba okuta empower ma cooperatives, kwasaba n'olubali lwa mobazaries. Tuletira shani mwane.
I want to acknowledge that we have not had such empowerment in the past year in Mambirima constituency. This empowerment will improve the livelihood of many households and reduce vulnerability. These funds will be put to good use in order to achieve government's intended purpose of the CDF by empowering the youth and women as well as skills development. We appreciate the good work of the government in the constituency this far.
CDF has come as one of the tools that is being used to transform the rural districts such as Mwense. Very soon, with the infrastructure that is coming up, we shall see that Mwense will transform, and that has been the cry of the people, and for that they are really appreciating to the government for decentralizing through this vehicle of CDF.
So far, CDF has proved to be a game changer, going by the number of developmental activities happening in constituencies. It is therefore necessary that local authorities make prudent use of the Constituency Development Fund, as it has potential to change the economic status of the local people.
You are still watching CDF Matters. We now take you to Mbabala and Choma Central constituencies in Choma district of Southern Province.
Choma is one of the districts in Southern Province known to be predominantly rural, with most inhabitants engaged in crop and pastoral farming as a livelihood. The district is divided into two constituencies, namely Choma Central, which houses the Central Business District, and Mbabala on the rural side. The two constituencies make up the 28 wards in the district, with Choma Central having 16, while Mbabala has 12. Over the years, the district has not received meaningful development, especially in the rural wards. The provincial capital status the district attained in 2012 did not bring the anticipated development. But following the increased allocation of the Constituency Development Fund (CDF) by government from 1.6 million to 28.3 million kwacha, the district is now beginning to develop.
CDF is working here in Choma. CDF is working in Mbabala. CDF is working in the Southern Province. CDF is working right across the country. And we can all now appreciate the benefit of increasing CDF from where we found it at 1.6 million in 2021 to 28.3 in 2023. And allowing the local communities to set the agenda of priorities and fund the programs they consider most urgent.
In Choma Central alone, about 4.8 million kwacha was allocated to skills training and secondary school bursaries in the 2023 CDF disbursement. Over 1,000 youths have since been sponsored in secondary boarding schools as well as skills training centers.
So for skills under Choma Central, we have a total of 704 successful applicants who will be sponsored. Then for secondary boarding school bursaries, we have about 373. That's under Choma Central also. So the allocation is about 4.8 for each constituency. Last year, only about half of the allocation was utilized. But if you look at this year, Choma Central has managed to utilize all the monies that have been allocated. So it shows that there's an overwhelming response this year, which is a good indication. And it shows that people are now aware of the bursaries.
The support comes as a relief for the beneficiaries, most of whom come from vulnerable homes.
The time I heard my name was out in the bursary, CDF bursary, I felt good because it really helped at that moment. Because financially, I was facing some financial problems. I'm doing automotive mechanics. As soon as I'm done with this, I'll be able to at least do something to help our society grow and also help my family financially.
It helps us a lot. Let me say, we can't just sit home because we don't have money. But now, since that we have CDF bursaries, we are at a school. For that reason, we really appreciate for the government to help us.
President Hakainde Hichilema's directive to ensure no pupil sits on the floor in schools is also being actualized in Choma Central through CDF.
For both Choma Central and Mbabala, we purchased in excess of 1,850 desks, and we are responding to the directive by the president that schools should actually have desks. We're also responding to what the community has applied for. They have applied for these desks, and the desks have been done.
Under the 2022 CDF Empowerment Loan Allocation, over 2.9 million kwacha was disbursed to 26 successful applicants and about 480,000 kwacha as grants to cooperatives, clubs and individuals.
The loans are ranging from 16,000 kwacha to 200,000 kwacha, depending on the need and depending on what people applied for. Choma and Mbabala, we are not amongst the constituencies that have failed to disburse money for CDF, which is meant for skills, which is meant for empowerment. And I think as a people of Choma, we owe ourselves an applause.
These loans have been awarded to both existing and startup businesses. And they will create employment, which will contribute to the economic transformation of Choma Central constituency by empowering small and medium enterprises.
One of the loan beneficiaries, a youth cooperative, has since procured a garbage collection truck.
Yeah, we had applied for 200. Fortunately enough, we were given 150. But despite of that, couldn't limit our dream. So we managed to acquire a truck, as you can see.
This is not all, as Choma Central is also poised for more infrastructure development.
For Choma Central 2022 CDF, we currently have 16 active sites where contractors are actually building classroom blocks, building different facets that have been applied for in the community. So we have 16 active sites. As we speak, Honorable Minister, we have 6 sites that have been completed that are ready for handover. We still have up to 10 projects that are being evaluated and being awarded to contractors. So we have in excess of 30 projects that are being undertaken for Choma Central constituency.
The health sector has also benefited. Choma General Hospital, which has had no power backup since time immemorial, has now received a state-of-the-art standby power generator thanks to CDF.
Our hospital had challenges in providing power backup in the event of an outage, and this has interfered with service delivery.
On behalf of the Provincial Health Office and Choma General Hospital, would love to thank the government through the CDF initiative that now we have a power backup system which we've cried for a very long time as a hospital. We are so happy, and just to assure government and the Honorable Minister that this facility you've given us will ensure that we safeguard it and we'll put it to very good use.
I'd like to assure you here that the CDF committee has already approved funds to expand the Choma General Hospital maternity wing so that our mothers who are expectant, those we see sleep on the floor, they should have decent accommodation when they come to that facility. I'd like to indicate that money for the purchase of the ambulance has already been approved by the CDF committee.
Mbabala constituency is equally having a fair share of this development. Under the 2022 CDF allocation, Over 2.7 million kwacha was disbursed as empowerment loans to 40 beneficiaries.
We have given loans worth 2,751,678 kwacha. So we are very happy that you are going to improve your lives, improve the economy, and create jobs, which is very important. So I encourage you, when you do your business, have a long-term vision. When you are going to do a poultry, think about a cold room so that you can supply chickens to all of us.
Yanda kulembera ironi ei kamba kuti kutuzwa kweya igayo yabuso amasege amosoya zishonto maningi. So ndakajima kuti ndapanga ka milling plant.
We applied for this loan so that we set up a milling plant.
Yabuso ijamusoya ajamasege. Kokutedeni ibantu banobora kukaya kuti ndime kamba ino yindi bantu bakwera misinso.
This is because people from this area travel long distances to town for these services.
Mbuli mukubusi kuti ndalembera roni na abandipanda hore hindu kuti abakwera mu myota pano hali ndime kuti ma customer ndichisekale.
So practically you already have customers.
Eno ndakalembera mumuze so akwe ndisore eno hulumende yandi.
As youths, we are very grateful to government for giving us a 200,000 loan. And we are very sure that this loan will change our lives.
33 out of the 52 approved CDF projects in Mbabala have so far been completed, with 20 handed over.
Under 2022, we approved a total of 52 projects. Among the projects to be handed over today, here at Kasuwe Primary School, a staff house, incinerator and staff toilet at Harumba Rural Health Post in Monga Ward, Mapanza Royal Establishment Hall in Chirantambo Ward, a maternity wing at Naruwe Health Post, a completion of a 1x2 classroom block at Kabanga Primary School in Karondo Ward.
The education sector here has also received unprecedented development. At Macha Girls Secondary Boarding School, more benefits are being accrued from the secondary school bursaries.
When CDF came in, it was like a burden lesson. It lessened the burden on my parents. At least the thing they had to manage was only the grocery part, the pocket money. And when you look at the major thing, it's the school fees. Because without the school fees, you can't come to a boarding school. You can't go to school. So since the CDF covered up that point, then everything went well. I just thank the government for what they have been doing.
I was put on the CDF in grade 12 term 1, which helped me to study more and focus more on my studies. Living with a single parent isn't easy, and that has helped me a lot because she only has to stress about things of my trunk, my pocket money and all that.
Those that are on CDF bursary, so far we have about 39. The payments have helped us in a bigger way, especially that as Macha girls we are into construction, we are building a dormitory, and when they pay in bulk or at once, that money we spend it on the construction of the dormitory. Also administration, we are able to buy stationery on time, cleaning materials on time, and part of it go to boarding to feed these young girls that we have here.
Kasiwe Primary School is a beneficiary of one of the staff houses constructed at a cost of about 285,000 kwacha.
I would like to thank the New Dawn government for the first ever modern staff house that has been built at our school.
At Chibwe Primary School, a 1x2 classroom block whose roof was blown off has also been rehabilitated.
The population of the school is about 734 pupils. The major challenge that we have actually is classroom space. As we are aware, that's a very big population against 8 classrooms. So the coming on board of these 2 classes will help at least make learning conducive.
Inadequate desks is a challenge here, but funds to address this have already been set aside.
And this year, we have put aside 3 million kwacha to buy more desks for Mbabala constituency.
Employment opportunities have also been created in the district as most contracts under CDF are given to locals.
Contract ya desk mu CDF yanitandiza chifukwa yaninyamula hivi na business yanga yanyamuka mwamba na chitako employ na ma youths benango tuchita sikomo kuli wa president kupita kuti ma desk mwenzo bwerera kunja kwa country at least twambo apangira mu Zambia mwamene mu chanchani so tapezeka isa ma youths tumvera mushe tupeza nchito mani.
We are looking forward that from this the job will start and will create more jobs to the youth of our communities.
Beneficiaries in Mbabala, however, have an appeal.
We want to appreciate what the government has done, this initiative by the government to empower us, the community, through CDF. And apart from that, I also want to suggest that the process itself may be in such a way that it can be brought in maybe in one office, in which place for us beneficiaries, when we go there, we attended maybe people from the bank and also people from the council and also other people that are supposed to attend to us, because the whole process, you'd find this day you go, you are just attended to the people at the council. The other day you go to the DC. The other day you are going to be attended by the people at the bank. So all these trips, when you count them, they are going maybe to drain about 1,000 plus money.
The local authority has revealed plans to enhance CDF project implementation monitoring, especially with the coming of the 2 CDF vehicles.
So we took priority to help Mbabala sub-center to have the infrastructure which was built way back in the colonial times to be revamped. There's a chamber there, there's council infrastructure to be made usable so that municipal services can also be availed to the people of Mbabala. We are in close contact with the Local Government Service Commission, and last year we only had the services of 1 civil engineer. As we speak now, we've received 2 civil engineers. The other month we received another engineer. So right now we have services of at least 4 civil engineers, but we still yearn for more.
It is no doubt that the increment in the Constituency Development Fund allocation is not only improving lives among the beneficiaries, but also accelerating development in Choma.
That was CDF Matters, where we looked at CDF projects in Mwense constituency in Wapula province and Mbabala and Choma constituencies in Southern province. Join us next time on CDF Matters as we look at other CDF projects from other constituencies around Zambia.